The last time I think I ever saw a series manage to have characters talk the entire episode with exposition and make it entertaining where I'm enjoying it and I lose track of time would have to be Hunter x Hunter. That is the last thing I ever remember when it came to episodes like this, where I get lost in the episode to where I lose track of time. It feels so short, but it's just dialogue. See, when it comes to anime, usually when an anime is made, especially with dialogue, like this, what we have seen in Rokka, usually anime-onlys, or even any watcher, might get fucking bored, because it's nothing but talking, and nothing's happening, kind of. That's what the general reaction of Rokka would be. But that is not the case that I see going on right now with Rokka. Rokka has a way of keeping the flow of the episode progressing and interesting along with the way they use their camera angles. And I think it also comes down to the way they have these pauses between conversations at some points that feel very realistic in some way. And the voice actors are definitely nailing it when it comes to how they express themselves with their character in these episodes. Now, this point doesn't just go to this episode, but it goes to a lot of episodes, because there's been quite a few episodes of Rokka that just have nothing but talking. I mean, this episode had a little bit of action in it towards the end, but it still fundamentally was nothing but talking throughout this entire episode. And it just, after thinking about Hunter x Hunter and looking at this, it's been a while since I could say I've seen a series that's just been nothing but talking, but so entertaining. The election arc, for instance, from Hunter x Hunter, the last anime arc. This reminds me so much of it. It really does. Characters playing mind games and all sorts of shit, trying to figure out who is the fake. It reminds me of that, and it's so cool. It really is cool. I can appreciate the series so much more knowing how these animators are able to let you have interest even though they're just sitting down talking 99% of the episode. For me to still retain interest, that's good. And noticing how so many of you also are retaining your interest, that is good. So, episode of Rokka this week. Okay, so there is a lot of potential ways you could look at this situation. We do know our MC, Adlet, is not a fiend. We do know he is not the fake. It's very obvious he is not the fake, judging by the backstory he got, unless he's been brainwashed. If he's been brainwashed, he's gotten that Alan Walker treatment, then maybe, yeah, maybe he is a fiend or he is the fake Brave. But at this time, with the information that has been presented to me, alongside of what was been presented to me from Remy, I think they're both innocent. And as I've said many times before, Hans is not guilty. He's way too fucking obvious to be guilty. He looks too obvious. He looks like that sly bastard that you say, oh, yep, that dude's definitely a villain because of the way he looks. And that's where series get you. They deceive you thinking that's probably the villain or the fake, which I know for a fact Hans is not. I can tell. I've seen enough anime, read enough literature to know that is a fake. He's not the main fake. He's just there to be the scapegoat to make us, not really look at who's probably the fake in this group. Now, the question stands. A lot of characters have been split up. A lot of them. Like, every single character got split up and they're doing their own representative things in this episode to where they're trying to find Adlet and figure out where he's at. Looking at the positions of what's going on now, Hans, he's at the temple. He's by himself at the temple guarding the weapons that Adlet has, okay? He's there watching over and won't let him pass. You have it to where the little girl, she's off doing her own thing with some weird type of magic shit going through the ground and stuff, as you can see, but we didn't really get much clarification of that, but there's some weird shit going down there, and I am suspicious of that little girl. I really am. But maybe that's also fake, but it might be more to it, because let me think about this real quick. See, as we've been getting for the past couple episodes, if we really look at this, for the past couple episodes, it's been mainly focused on Fremy as a character. Like, let's really think about it. Besides Adlet being our MC and getting a lot of spotlight, Fremy has kind of been the main central spotlight of this anime series. Think about that. And as we found out from this episode with some characterization, is that Fremy, her mother betrayed her and didn't love her and tried to go against her. And from that, we kind of find out why Fremy turned against the demon god and tried to become a brave to save the day. We finally figure that out. But now thinking about this, the little girl, I think it's Chamo, I think that's how you say the girl's name, she's very aggressive. And I mean, from what we found out is that Fremy tried to attack this girl. Tried to attack her a long time ago because, you know, she was on her hit list to kill. And I can understand if you had someone come to kill you, you'd probably be pretty damn salty. You would. And so, I can understand where that's coming from, but what if there's more to it? What if Chomo is some form of fake? What if that's not really Chomo? Someone fake? I mean, think about this. I mean, there is a lot of aggression towards Fremy, and we do know that fiends won't like her because after what she has done. Now, besides that, looking at the other characters. So we go over to the other girl, the one that really respects Chomo and is kind of like an older sister, motherly figure to the little girl. I don't really believe she is. I really don't. I can't really peg her as a villain, but she might turn out to be because she seems to be the less obvious. She just seems very, I guess, passive to this entire ordeal. She's very passive about it, and it is a good possibility she could be the fake. But after witnessing some of her actions in this episode, I don't know. I'm very iffy about that. I'm still going to have to lean on to where I think the main culprit is. I've said it for the past couple episodes, and I still think it is. I believe it is Nashitani. I really do. Because some of the actions she has done in these episodes, along with how she's trying to blame Hans in this week's episode, it just screams guilty. It really does. It screams fucking guilty. But then, if she is the fake, let's just say she is the fake, why won't she kill her bodyguard? I mean, yes, the bodyguard has loyalty, but why wouldn't she kill the bodyguard then? I mean, it's not just that. Why would she try to save someone that's being accused as a fake? Wouldn't, if, let's say the person, whoever is the fake, wouldn't their goal be to try to wean out the crowd, like just thin it out to where there's less braves to come after you? Wouldn't that be the smarter thing? If, let's say, Nashitani was, wouldn't she just want Adlet to take the fall and get killed? Even though they'll find out he was innocent, wouldn't it be smarter to let him take the fall? Wouldn't it? So, very suspicious actions. I mean, there's a lot of suspicious actions going on in this, and I can't really figure it out, but it's really good. It's really getting me into the series, trying to break it down who is the fucking fake. I'm still saying it's the princess, though. She's shady as fuck. I haven't trusted her ass since the first episode with that freaking moon thing. I haven't trusted her at all. And so, we'll see. Now, besides that, the action-wise of this episode when it came to Rokka, oh god, dude, that was epic. That was some epic stuff. I mean, when you saw Hans, when he got on his sword, like he's slicing at Adlet, trying to cut him down, and then all of a sudden, when they are on the ground fighting, you see to where Hans puts his sword into the ground, he jumps on the top of the hilt of his sword, and he's just spinning on it, fucking fighting. That was badass. That was so badass. I think we can all agree how badass that was when he was just fighting on top of his hilt and all that, slicing at Adlet. That was good. So yeah, episode, Rokka, intense, as per usual, as previous episodes have been. It continues to show that it doesn't need a lot of action to be a good series. It just needs some really good dialogue and good animators that are willing to have some good camera angles and some good voice actors that really give this series life. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.